Alright, this is it's not a complicated tutorial, but we're at Greensboro Triad, Piedmont Triad International Airport in Greensboro, North Carolina. Um, we're going to be flying out in a 737-800. Shout out to the livery that I'm using today, which is my custom livery done by Bravo 737, and this is my Preacher Pilot Lion and the Lamb livery, and he just did a bang up job on it. Check it out. It's just what more can I say? He did an incredible job on this. So if you're looking for custom liveries, uh, in the comments you'll find Bravo 737. Once again, it's just, you can't say enough of that. It just pops. Uh, I'm going to take you through step by step through what I normally do. None of this is policy related to an airline. I've just been flying the Zibo 737 long enough to where I just wanted to show you what I do. You may, if you're a real pilot, you probably have many better ways, but I just wanted to show you what I do. So look, we're going to go inside and start from cold and dark. So we're cold and dark. Wow. By the way, that's definitely outside, inside. Okay. All right. So first things first. I've got my buttons are custom set up. By the way, you have to have a keypad to do what I'm doing, and you can actually set your views up, put it exactly where you want to. Hold down the control key, and you're going to hit the keypad number to set this up. If you have custom, so like in my case, I've got this is my main view, that's 7. My overhead view, that's 8. 9 has this, and in this particular setup I've got, I have told it to not have the seats there. I can put back the yokes. In fact, I may put back the yokes, but the reason I do that is just while I'm, especially right now, is to give me room to move around. So 4 looks over here at our iPad, or our setup over here. 5 is my middle shot, and you always have to have some like passenger shots. So 6 takes us back here to the right side, so got the right passenger seat over the wing, and then I think I have 1 set up for over here, right over the engine, and back to 2. 2 looks down at my FMS, and 3 is an outside shot. I don't even know why I did that. Okay, but in any case, okay, so that's where we are. So the first things first. The first thing you do anytime you get in one of these aircraft, and this particular, in the Zibo and the 737, is you drop the battery guard. Oh, we got noise. Okay, next thing I do, we're going to go up here to our IRS. We're going to get the IRS to nav so they have time to align. If it were dark, I would turn my lights on here. Next thing I do is come down to the APU, especially since I probably won't be staying long. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the APU. I'm going to hold down the start key for about 3 seconds. Wait for the low pressure signal. Now, hit it again. And you're going to see it start to do something here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my left and right, and forward. That's aft and forward, but left and right fuel pumps. And I'm going to turn on my steady position, steady anti-collision. I just put those on just because. Any battery guards, or just do some cleanup I drop, but there's nothing else I have to do for now. I'm going to go ahead and put the seat belt and smoking on auto, and then I'm going to go down to the FMS, my next place I go. We're going to hit init ref, and See right there where it says set IRS position, we're going to hit next page, and we're going to click that GPS left or right, doesn't matter which one, go back to the previous page and set IRS, and then you're going to get colors up here. Bam, you got colors. In Simbrief, you should have already set up your flight in Simbrief. If you don't have that, whatever you use, but that's where I download my flight plan from, and it's now in my folder awaiting me to do to set it up here. So I'm going to do flight plan request. There, I'm going to load that. And you notice all of a sudden everything's starting to populate. I'm going to activate it, execute it, and then I'm going to go to legs and see if there's anything that's out of sorts here. For now, I'm not going to do anything with this, but I will come up probably and change some things before we take off on this, to including we may put our departure runway info in there. Okay. Next thing, you've got to go to the our iPad here. We're going to go to fuel and weight balance, airside services. You notice there's nothing on this page, but this next page, it's got where it says load OFP, and we're going to click that. You notice how it's populating here. We've got 142 passengers, our cargo, ZFW, our zero fuel weight's 124,323, and fuel is 13,752. We're going to activate that, and if we go outside now, alright, and they're doing their thing. Okay, at this point, I'm going to bring in our co-pilot, and we do this with say intentions. So I'm going to see, you notice here, well, say intentions, we've already got it going. Our flight, it looks like our flight is loaded already. Okay, alright. So what I'm going to do is, I've got intercom 2. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to our flight crew first, our flight attendant. How is the best flight attendants crew in the world doing?
We're all doing well, Captain. Thank you for asking. The crew is ready and looking forward to a smooth flight.
And Brian, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing well, Steve. Ready for a smooth flight today.
All right.
Flight deck fuel is all loaded up.
Do you want to go ahead and get our IFR clearance? All right, we're going to go ahead and get our
I'll get our IFR clearance from clearance on 121.75.
Flight director's coming up, and we're going to go ahead and hit the auto throttle arm right there. And let's check.
Greensboro clearance, Endeavor 3699. We'd like to collect our IFR clearance.
See this here?
We have Sierra.
So
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
okay, we're going to go ahead and get the APU going. Here, you ready?
Endeavor 3699, Greensboro clearance. Cleared to Atlanta via the TRI-9er departure. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 340, 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.35, squawk 1552. Expect runway 23 right.
Right, we're at squawk in 1552. And let me make sure. So it looks like we're cleared to Atlanta via the Tri-9 departure, then it's filed. So what we'll do is we're going to go to our departure right here, and we're going out 23 right, Tri-9, and we're good to go there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and two, three, four, 1.1 vector. I'm going to go ahead and put our first waypoint right there. So the for Greensboro on our departure. So it should be set up. Okay. All right. Also, we should come on, load my. We got to get the passengers loaded. I'm going to off and on. That should activate that. It did. And I have it on, I don't have it on real time flight right now. I have it on faster, or the faster setting, just saves time. You see how there it's loading faster. Okay. We're going to go to init now, and once again, Zibo makes this a little easier because now that the passengers have loaded, we're 100% loaded. When I hit load, it's going to go ahead and load all the settings. My reserves, I'm going to pull my reserves from my flight plan. So,
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross-check and all call, thank you.
We're on 1949 Echo with...
Alright, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
so my flight plan, it says here reserves are basically, I only have 1,000 pounds of reserve, so we're going to put 1.0. Going to execute that, go to N1 limit, and take off. Flaps we're going out on today is on 15 flaps. And you notice here it's already got my speeds, so I'm going to go ahead and load those speeds in. So we're going to go out on a rotate of 129. But we're actually, we always put in the V2 of 140 up here. So and also from our earlier information, it says that we're going to climb and maintain 5,000, expect flight level 34010 minutes after departure. We're going to go over here and load 5,000 in our altitude, and we'll probably be changing that before we even start to get up there. Okay. All right. Looking at our checklist, we're going to go RTO, which is reject takeoff setting on anti-skid. We want it set to RTO. On our I don't think we have anything else we're loading at the present time. I'm holding off on loading our arrival information because we could always have a change or something, and so we want to wait till we get closer to the airport to take care of the arrival. So we're not going to load that quite yet. Brian, can you get us some push and start clearance?
I can handle that once you hand over comms control to me.
Brian, you're in charge of all comms on this flight.
I'll take over the comms, Steve.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing. Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
This is a nice airport, by the way.
Greensboro clearance, Delta 1234. Look for IFR to Winston.
Not super fancy, but it's got ample runways. FedEx flies out of here. The biggest struggle in the world was when the people that lived around the airport found out they were going to have FedEx close by. I'm like, so they thought for some reason they could live near an airport and never be in some sort of noise cone. It's quite entertaining watching how that unfolded. So. Airport we're going out on today, by the way, is I think 23 right.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
So this is it. We're going to be going out on this runway here, 23 right. Brian, are we or do we get our push and start clearance?
We need to request pushback clearance from ground.
Brian, go ahead then. Let's get our push and start clearance.
I'll request pushback clearance from ground.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Greensboro ground, Endeavor 3699, requesting pushback. We have Sierra.
Here comes the tow. Light 'em up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Endeavour Air Flight 3699, departing from Greensboro and heading to Atlanta. We are currently pushing back from the gate and expect a flight time of approximately 58 minutes. My name is Erica, and I am your lead flight attendant today. Joining me in the cabin are my fellow crew, Jessica, Mark, and David. Before we take off, I would like to go over some important safety precautions.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Fasten low and tight across your lap. To unfasten, simply lift the buckle. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. Pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth, and secure the straps behind your head. Remember to put your own mask on before assisting others.
Okay,
Water landings.
good.
Swim bags are located under your seat.
Our
To use them,
next step is taxi clearance after this.
place it over your head and pull the straps around your waist. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. Now, let's review the emergency exit. There are 2 exits at the front of the cabin, 2 over the wings and 2 at the rear. In the event of an emergency, the nearest exit may be behind you. Please take a moment to locate your nearest exit. We will be coming around shortly with our service, and after that, I will also be offering items from the Endeavour Air Shop. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you a pleasant flight. Captain Steve, the cabin is ready for departure.
Bleed off.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Window heat on. Probes are on. We don't need. We're not worried with icing right now. Seat belts on. Taxi on. Landing lights on. Engines to continuous. the last thing we'll do before we take off is we have a takeoff checklist that has to do with the setting of flaps and resetting our chronometers. Brian, can you get us takeoff clearance? I mean, excuse me, not takeoff clearance. We're looking for taxi clearance. Taxi clearance.
I'll request taxi clearance from ground.
Greensboro ground, Endeavor 3699, ready to taxi. We have Sierra.
Endeavor 3699, taxi to runway 23 right via Juliet Echo Hotel.
All right, let's go.
Runway 23 right, Juliet Echo Hotel, Endeavor 3699.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
I'm going to go ahead and enable TCAS. TCAS is right here.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pen on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
I got a little carried away on, I think I just ran over the tow driver. That was not protocol. Sorry about that. Would have been a lot of paperwork in the real world. That's what I get for trying to talk and chew gum at the same time. Got a little carried away there. Okay, yeah. Actually, that's what I get for trying to drive outside of the out of the aircraft. You can about coast, by the way, from here. We've got engines on idle or idle thrust. You need more brakes than you do engine. You see what I mean? Alright, we're going to go get in position here and let's walk through real briefly our takeoff checklist before we take off. Okay. Okay. So our departure runway is 23 right. That's correct. Our strobe light is active. Check. Our other lights all on. Transponder, that's what it's talking about there, is transponder to TARA, so that's TCAS. After clear for takeoff, fixed landing lights, done. Thrust levers, done. Toga at VR. And it's got our, where we're going to have our takeoff, our flaps, or need to be first of all set to 15 for 15 flaps. VNAV mode is active. Engine start switches are to continuous. Auto brake is set to RTO, and landing gear lever that will part of that will be completed after takeoff. Okay, ready. Ron, before takeoff checklist is complete, would you please get our takeoff clearance?
I'll request takeoff clearance from tower once we're holding short of runway 23 right.
We are currently holding short of runway 23 right.
I'll request takeoff clearance from tower now.
Greensboro Tower, Endeavor 3699, holding short of runway 23 right, ready to depart.
Endeavor 3699, Greensboro Tower, runway 23 right, winds 240 at 4, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 23 right, Endeavor 3699.
Okay. By the way, the active sky, love the active sky clouds. It looks so good. Alright, everything else is set. I'm hitting the N1 Toga. Rotating. Gear up. Flaps are 5.
Endeavor 3699, contact departure on 124.35.
Contact departure on 124.35, Endeavor 3699. Greensboro departure, Endeavor 3699.
Endeavor 3699, Greensboro departure, radar contact.
3699.
He did say climb and maintain 5,000. Yeah, he did.
That's gonna go.
All right, now that we're going to put landing gear to off, RTO off.
Endeavor 3699, climb and maintain flight level 220.
Climb and maintain flight level 220. Endeavor 3699.
Setting altitude to 220, and we're gonna hit the level change. As soon as that kicks in, we're gonna go back to VNAV. And we're nearing the 10,000 mark. So we're going to be taking off landing lights, runway lights, taxi. We're going to take off the logo, and we'll
Flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280. Endeavor 3699.
and we're going to, we don't need continuous anymore, we're good.
We are now at a safe altitude,
280.
and you are welcome to use your electronic devices. Please ensure they are in airplane mode. Also, our Wi-Fi service is now
In
available.
case of any unexpected turbulence, we have an excellent team on board today. We are all happy to offer any assistance you may require throughout the flight. Our in-flight entertainment has begun.
Right, for cabin lighting, we're going to put it down to medium and cruise. Not a whole lot's needed right now this time of the day.
Endeavor 3699, contact Charlotte approach on 128.325.
Contacting Charlotte approach on 128.325. Endeavor 3699.
We need to get an expectation on runway.
Charlotte departure, Endeavor 3699 evening. Climbing through 15,000 for flight level 280.
Endeavor 3699, Charlotte departure. Good evening, altimeter 30.12.
3012. Okay. The one thing I missed on a check on the before we took off is my altimeter setting was not correct. It's at 29 or 9 or 2. Should have been at 30.12. That's on me.
Endeavor 3699, Charlotte departure. Climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 340, Endeavor 3699.
Endeavor 3699. Do we have a runway expectation on our arrival? That is so cool. I'm not putting in our runway yet because I don't think we're going to be going in on 08 left, but we'll see.
Endeavor 3699. Good evening. We're climbing through flight level 220 up to flight level 340.
Endeavor 3699, Atlanta Center. Good evening.
We're literally going to hit 340 and be coming right back down. It's all right. We're going to go ahead and set auto brake to 2 because that's what we're going to be going in with. Right? There's no other scenario I can think of. Endeavor 3699, are we expecting runway 08 left for our arrival?
Endeavor 3699, negative. Expect runway 26 left for your arrival into Atlanta.
That's what I needed. 26 left, Endeavor 3699.
Endeavor 3699, expect runway 26 left for your arrival into Atlanta.
Endeavor 3699, copy. We're expecting runway 26 left. One 10870 is our frequency. And we're going to init ref, and we're going to pick flaps 40 at 136 knots for our arrival.
1,000 to go.
Wow, right.
You know if we need to descend earlier. Endeavor 3699.
We have some delightful options available, including our savory chicken salad wrap and the delicious chocolate chip cookies. After our service, we will also be offering items from the Endeavour Airshop for your convenience. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy the flight.
Let's look and see what we want to do about our descent. We can wait. Yeah.
Now it should be a relatively smooth flight. Seatbelt sign is off. Please only move around the cabin when that sign is off. When anytime you're in your seat, I do request your seatbelt fastened about you regardless of the seatbelt sign. Moving up cabin a little closer. Meanwhile, please sit back, relax, and enjoy.
All right. We don't have long, but we're at 30. We're at 340. Not far from starting our descent. One thing, by the way, it's always something. I was trying to talk again right before takeoff. The last thing I do is hit my chronometer, and I didn't. If you noticed, no harm done, because we're not going to be in the air much longer, but I didn't hit it. I'm dropping my altitude here so that when time comes for descent, we'll be ready. We're going to go ahead and try to download our descent winds. Yeah, there we go. Got those. And there's a couple of ways I can get our this information, but I want to show you something. So if I go to AV tab, airport, KATL, I can, from there I can look down here, usually our weather. No weather. I will get it from Navigraph. The QNH is 3012. And we're not far from descent. If we wait for our descent to tell us we're ready to descend, it's usually the best practice. I don't know. Unless there's some mitigating circumstances or something happening, you can just abide by this here. Go back here and get us some peanuts. Alright, we're nearing Levy, and that's where I think we'll probably get a chance to descend. Pretty weather tonight, really pretty. The winds are kind of calm too. We're about to begin descent in about 5 minutes.
Okay, Captain. I will prepare the cabin for descent.
Go ahead and start service.
Brian, would you please go ahead and get our descent clearance? We're ready to go.
I'll request descent clearance now.
Atlanta Center, Endeavor 3699. Request
Hello, Silver Bunch,
descent
coming in
flight
flight
level
deck here.
280.
We're on our descent. Seatbelt time is 3699. Parallel up to about 92. Turn your seats past your seatbelts.
Descending via
Still showing well ahead of schedule.
99.
As we descend,
And gentlemen, we have now left our cruising altitude and are beginning our approach to Atlanta. Please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. Use of lavatories is no longer permitted at this time. Thank you for your cooperation.
Are you making any stops on the way? Are you coming straight back? What's your plans? Do you know? Probably straight back. Okay. I didn't know if we'd stop and see Waylon on the way back, 'cause he's on the way. Well, it's your choice. Okay, alright, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Call me if you need me. Okay. Alright, love you. Bye.
all right, we're coming down on the Aussie 1 arrival for runway 26 left. ILS runway 26 left. It's kind of our path. Let's see what it looks like. So here's Atlanta. We're at Levy right now, right here at R Moon and Levy. We'll literally kind of come down at a kind of an angle here, and when we get to Killer, we'll set up for a straight 27 approach, or 2627 approach there.
You notice though, like I'm using sometimes. This is the this here, which is really neat. See, we got the shield like the diffuser. be a world of heartache sometime when you got a bunch of changes you're making. Trust me, I know.
These I've done everything about, I don't know, 20 times. Repeated, or done something, not a bit, but once you kind of got your savings the way you want, use the quick save config, save you some headaches. Once again, active sky is what's providing kind of the atmosphere out there. It is, I think it does work with Xplane and some of the default pieces of Xplane. I don't understand it completely. I've got some guys on the Xplane 12 page on Facebook that do a much better job explaining this. And I encourage you, if you haven't gone to Xplane 12, the page has about 53,000 subscribers or ones that are on that page, and it's just a great discussion area for Xplane 12 fans and lovers, enthusiasts. A lot of good info. Sometimes you have to weed through the info, but it really does help. Looks like we got a cloud cover a little bit. A little bit, not much. No, we don't. I take that back. It looked like, at first it looked like it, but we don't. I think this entire trip has been less than 300 miles. It's not a long trip at all to get to Greensboro to Atlanta. Maybe shorter if you're in Charlotte, but not much, really. So Aussie 1 arrival, transitions, levy, which is what we're on now, the levy arrival. And what I like about this most of all is we basically fly almost down to north, just straight south. Eventually we'll be at 180 just to make a right turn, which is kind of a 270 turn, and then once we're on that turn, you're gonna fly straight down to the runway instead of having to go around to the other side of the runway or transition or do any kind of funky turns. There's no other big transitions, just there. So our frequency is loaded, our VREF is configured, our anti-skid is set to 2 for landing, and we're just following VNAV down now. And the thing about it is, even if you start an early descent and you've got everything programmed in correctly into the FMS, right now, none of these, we don't have any restrictions on some of these, so we'll actually, if we happen to be past 250, we are, then it will continue to descend. If you go to the next page here, see this one here? That's a restricted one, meaning that until we're past Cala to Posey, we're going to stay at 9,000. It says here at 8,000 at Posey, we are going to remain at or above on Posey for 10 nautical miles, and then it's going to take us from Posey, or from this one here, to 5,000, which is an at or above. So you see the at or above means that it's a restrictive one you have to stay at. Another thing is the speed restrictions at that same altitude also. We're a little bit ahead. Like vertical deviation right now is at about actually it's, you notice it's going in reverse right now, meaning we must be hovering somewhere. 254. It's kind of catching up, I think. Ah, do that. Anyway, we are, what's our distance to the airport? 78 miles outside of Atlanta. Atlanta. Set our speed bug there. Alright, we're at 210. Descending. Must be going through a puffy cloud. Yeah. Few clouds, not many. Few. we have a slight, small left, like veer, kind of turn, not really a full turn, but go to the left here. We're about to the Aussie waypoint. When we take the Aussie waypoint, we go to Callan and we take a sharp left, kind of a sharp left. We're at 16160, and because I'm not on a commercial airline clock right now, I'll probably go ahead and light up my landing lights because I won't have anybody fuss at me. Everything else over here is already lit up, and seatbelt signs are on. Our frequencies are loaded. Speed brake is now armed.
Endeavor 3699, contact Atlanta approach on 124.6. Switching to Atlanta approach on 124.6, Endeavor 3699.
It's been a nice smooth descent too. I like our rate of descent. It's been nice.
Atlanta approach Endeavor 3699 evening descending through 15,000. Endeavor 3699 Atlanta approach. Good evening. Atlanta altimeter 30.12. Expect a visual runway 26 left approach into Atlanta.
We're with it. We got it.
3012. Expecting visual approach runway 26 left. Endeavor 3699.
Oh. Did I change my 2-3? No, I didn't. That's why that looked a little peculiar. This, what y'all were looking at there was wrong. I can tell it. Select 26 left. Now that looks better. Something looked off about it a minute ago, just on this diagram, and I'm looking at it on the iPad that's to my left arm, my left hand. But that's what it should look like. So, okay, so now that makes more sense. So when we come down, Jerry's where we're on final, right there. We go into final. Okay.
Where the captain landing?
Alright, there's nothing, at this moment, there's nothing else I need to set up. We're just monitoring our descent. I've got my altitude here set to 4,000, but we're letting VNAV do all the footwork. So right now it says 10,000, right here we're about to drop below 10,000, but we're at Cala, we're going to have a hard stop unless we're I don't know. We may end up picking it right back up at Cala, but then when we get to Posey, I think we definitely will be stopped at 8,000 for 10 nautical miles, and then it'll pick back up at Jerry. Jerry's where we make the turn. We'll be at 5,000 feet when we get on our 270 approach, our 26270 approach, and then that's where our will come down to at by Mark D at 4,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our final approach into Atlanta. Please turn off all electronic devices and sonar until we have arrived at the gate. Short treaties to end. Thank you for your cooperation. Crew, please check that everyone is seated and has fastened their seatbelts.
That's a great shot of us.
Cabin is ready.
I don't know what airport I'm at here, but I know there I am, way up there.
What was so good about it?
Delta 1196 Heavy, contact Atlanta Tower on 119.1. 119.1, Delta 1196 Heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. Who? Oh. Oh.
All right, we're in Atlanta now, getting ready to turn on to what will be our last turn we'll make. When we get closer to 5,000, we'll start peeling off some of our speed. I'm about to go to flaps 1 now. We're at 8,000. We'll hold at 8,000 for just a few nautical miles. Then, no wait, we should be continuing to 5,000. Oh, we're great. We're in great shape. Okay, so when we make this final turn, I'm going to go ahead and set and activate the localizer. Auto brake is armed.
Endeavor 3699, descend and maintain 4,000. Turn right, heading 295 vectors for the visual runway 26 left approach. Descending and maintaining 4,000. Right turn heading 295 for vectors to the visual runway 26 left approach. Endeavor 3699.
And we're going to activate we're already aligned just about. We're going to activate approach. We are 18 miles out. We will not be putting out
Endeavor 3699, 12 miles from the approach turn. Maintain heading 275 until established. Cleared for the visual runway 26 left approach.
Maintain heading 275 until established. Cleared for the visual runway 26 left approach. Endeavor 3699.
Okay. I'm about to take speed and intervene on speed. Alright, we're on approach. We are locked into the ILS. It's going to be doing our descending. I've also made a ring, a fixed ring, and that will let us know about when we want to bring out our drop our landing gear, which will be at about 10 miles out. We'll drop our gear, or our carriage, as they say in England. We're going to go ahead and get our speed down. We're at flaps 5 right now, and we're about to go to flaps 15. We're at flaps 15.
Endeavor 3699. Atlanta Tower, Endeavor 3699 evening. We're established on the visual approach for runway 26 left.
Endeavor 3699, Atlanta Tower, winds 140 and 3. Runway 26 left, clear to land, caution bird activity.
Runway 26 left, cleared to land. Endeavor 3699.
Landing, by the way, our landing altitude here has been set. Man, it's beautiful out here. This is a Nimbus airport that we're going to be landing on, which is Atlanta's at Atlanta. They do an excellent job on the Nimbus airports, and so a lot of the things that you would normally see in Atlanta when you land it looks just like it. They did such a good job. They really paid attention to detail. Yeah, it's I've landed in Atlanta a lot, and it kind of throws you. It looks so authentic. Maybe that's the way it needs to be said. It's authentic. Okay, we're at stable approach here, and we're about to go to our final flap set. We're at full flaps. Remember, we have anti-skid to 2 once we land.
1,000.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
And auto throttle is off, and I have the throttle. Sometimes I would rather go in a few miles faster than a few miles slower.
500.
Our VREF actually is 130, but I'm at about 136. But I'm at about 140. Be a little bit of a flare there.
10.
Alright, we're on the ground and thrusters are out.
Endeavor 3699, welcome to Atlanta. Contact ground on 121.65.
Switching to ground on 121.65, Endeavor 3699.
We're going to try to make that turn right there.
Atlanta ground, Endeavor 3699 evening. We're clear of runway 26 left and ready to taxi to the gate.
Auto brakes are off.
Endeavor 3699, Atlanta ground, taxi to A33 via Echo 7 Echo Foxtrot 22 Northwest. Good day.
Alright.
Taxi to Alpha 33 via Echo 7 Echo Foxtrot 22 Northwest. Endeavor 3699.
Just landed safely at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. The local time here is 8:11 p.m. We hope you enjoyed your flight with us today. Did you know that Atlanta is known as the city of forests?
Good morning on this rainy day.
The weather is quite
We're all
pleasant.
set to go at the
Temperature
gate,
of 24
requesting a
degrees
pushback
Celsius.
with a tail
No
to the left
precipitation
and
in
then
sight.
start please.
Please remain
I'm not going to say that was a
seated
great
and
landing.
until we reach our final
We'll get it rated here, but
Captain Steve Good, First Officer Brian Song,
the flare was a hair weak. The flare was just a hair weak. I don't know if the passengers noticed it, but I
and wish you a wonderful stay in Atlanta.
Atlanta, home of Delta headquarters. Technically, we kind of partnered with Endeavor for this flight. Alright, the first thing you do once you are like in your bay before you do anything is you will go to ground services, GPU connect, and turn on a GPU, because now that the GPU's on, you can shut down power without hurting anything. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the landing lights. You see us in our stall here. go ahead and then our seat belts off. Now I'm going to go to cut off the power, and I'm going to go ahead and cut off our cut off our probes, let them cool down because they're going to be, they're talking about hot, hot. And what we'll do is let's go, there's over here on your tablet, if you're just curious about your landing, you want to see how you did. So we got a landing rate of good. It's not great, it's good. Approach rate of great. So we had a really good approach. That's good. And then we can go back. How you do this is we're going to go outside, get outside of our vehicle here, our aircraft, and I can go Alt R, and we'll go back and put ourselves back in the air, and we'll watch it. By the way, this is what we're talking about. There's deltas, the classic delta light here, nice tower, huge one of the busiest airports in the country here. Alright, hope you pulled maybe some nuggets out of that, maybe something you haven't thought about before and you'll know how to do next time. So welcome to Atlanta. I think before I kick off, I'm going to go over here. Can I get into there? Yeah. Just some of the details of this airport. Just like the hub areas. Let's find one. So like you can actually, I think, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's just the work they put into this is amazing. They did a good job on it. Alright, well, we're going to go back cold and dark before I get out of here. Let's go ahead and do that now. And we are. Alright, hey, we'll see y'all on the next one. Hope, like I said, I hope you maybe pulled a nugget or two from that one. Maybe it'll help you to do something you haven't done before.